I was a child when you took the 2010 Sonic from me. I saved you. No. We were happy with 2010 Sonic. 3D Sonic fans were going to bed hungry, scrounging for scraps of gameplay. Modern Sonic was on the brink of collapse. I'm the one who stopped that. You know what's happened since then? The children playing the new adventure remakes have known nothing but fully 3D gameplay and not a single wisp in sight. It's a paradise. Because you destroyed everything that made 2010 Sonic so iconic. A small price to pay for salvation. But the boost is gone. Little one, it's a simple calculus. Sonic Team's resources are finite, their game budget's finite. If boost gameplay continues, then long Sonic games will cease to exist. We need adventure. But what about 2D sections? Classic Sonic is the only one who needs 2D sections. And now I'm the only one with the will to get rid of him. So it's been over 10 years since the Thazuka snap of November 2010. The snap that would change Sonic as we know it for years to come. And that Thazuka snap would not have been possible had it not been for the 6 Infinity Stones. In this video we shall delve into each one of the 6 Infinity Stones and what made them integral to causing the tragedy known as 2010 Sonic, and how these stones are one by one being collected and utilized to reverse the Thazuka snap of November 2010 and give us a new era. An era where the stones no longer consume us. And with this reversal snap, each individual stone will be destroyed and Sonic can finally enter a new age. Hopefully an adventure renaissance age. Oh my god, I gotta stop playing around, man. I'm so sorry. Alright, let's get over the video. So the reason I'm making this video is not just to talk about the latest news, which is that Pontaff are gone, which I'll get into later, but it's because I've literally been noticing, and other people have noticed it too, that a lot of things that made the 2010 so iconic, or so memorable, whether you liked it or not, are just slowly being taken away. It seems like we're entering some kind of renaissance age, like a soft reboot, which usually happens when there's a voice actor change for Sonic, because it's like they want to go in a different direction, so they start changing all sorts of things. Like the color shift was a major shift, or what they call the dark age, because like Shadow was darker, or maybe they call it dark because they don't like it, I don't know. But the point is, things changed when the voice actors changed. As a result of these things slowly disappearing, I decided to make up a list, and that turned into the 6 Infinity Stones of the 2010s. Basically, these 6 things that I think define 2010 Sonic, and essentially why I didn't like it that much. So given that this is the most recent piece of news, we're going to start with the Pontaff Stone. This is Ken Pontac and Warren Graff, the people that wrote the games for Sonic essentially throughout the entire 2010s. All those BBBE lines and that Baldy McNose hair and, you know, shit like that, shit that makes people cringe, you know, that was them. Most of the things that Roger said was probably being written by them, unless it was like the TV show, stuff like that, which the Boom TV show was probably the best thing Roger did, which wasn't written by Pontaff. So you can see why I'm so happy that Pontaff are gone. They are donezo with the motherfucking franchise. Calm down, Prem. The cleansing of the 2010s is happening. Just be patient. Just relax, get back to the video. So there were rumors of this even from last year, when a Sonic fan was browsing their LinkedIns, which is where you talk about like the things that you work on, and it said they were at Sega of America from 2009 to, one of them said 2018 and the other said I think 2019, meaning that they hadn't been active in a while. Now some people tried to counter this by saying, well, that could just mean that they haven't written for the next game yet, so they haven't updated the year. So the tweet was deleted and we kind of left it at that, in that kind of wishy-washy state. However, recently, less than a week ago, Ken Pontac did an interview for Rebel Taxi, a YouTube channel, and he was talking about his time writing for Sonic, as well as what he thought about us Sonic fans, which wasn't good. I mean,
all this screed is coming from Mommy's basement.
As you can see, Mommy's basement jokes clearly seems like the level of intellect you'd expect from someone who wrote Baldy McNose hair.
I'm totally calling him McNose hair.
And he was talking about it in the past tense, sharing stories about what they used to do, traveling to Japan and whatnot, and they were like, we had a good run.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great run, and you know, there were a couple of trips to Japan. Oh my God, the trips to Japan.
Like, who says we had a good run for something that they're still doing? It seems a bit like they're gone. And I'm not the only one who's saying this. I mean, it's pretty clear that they're talking in the past tense here, which means that we can expect to see some kind of different writing style if they are going the movie Sonic Ben Schwartz route with the games, like I discussed in my previous speculation video. Then it could just be that they're going to get something similar to what's in the movies. Or if they're doing the Adventure remake, then it's already written because they wrote the stories over 20 years ago. I don't know. But it does mean that writing change is coming. And because of how iconic Pontaff have become in the series, for better or for worse, they definitely do deserve to be mentioned as one of the 6 Infinity Stones of the 2010s. Another stone we have to talk about is Roger. Now, I know a lot of people like Roger. I know you lot grew up with Roger, and when Colors came out, you were a child, and that's your Sonic. But to a lot of us who grew up before then, who remember Drummond and to some extent Jaleel, and remember Griffith, it felt like Roger was so fundamentally different from what Sonic was from before that why would they even do that? That's how we felt, right? And it makes sense because they were going in a different direction. They were entering essentially the meta era and that whole self-referential humor, and I don't think that was what Drummond and Griffith were about. They were about a more serious but still cocky and comedic Sonic, but it wasn't comedic first. I mean, I guess Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog had some comedy, but ultimately what Griffith and Drummond did was very different. I mean, they had their own differences in voice, but they were more similar than different compared to, say, what Roger did for the franchise. You know, Roger's a fine voice actor, and I hope he gets more work. I mean, he did Ezio, right? So who wouldn't hire him? But like, I'm just saying, for Sonic, he wasn't a favorite for me. I understand that voice acting is subjective and people are going to feel differently, and that's fine, but he is essentially one of the stones of the 2010s, whether you like him or not, because he essentially voiced Sonic for an entire decade, the longest run of any Sonic voice actor, and that's why he deserves the spot of the second stone. And him being gone kind of ties it to, again, why I'm making this video, because it seems like these stones are being destroyed one by one. We got the Pontaff stone being destroyed, we got the Roger stone being destroyed, and then into the third stone, Classic Sonic, we got Tyson Hess saying that Sega are never going to return to Classic Sonic wholesale, which I talked about in a previous video as well. We don't know what wholesale means. Like, maybe that just means Classic won't be in the modern games and he'll just have his own games, or maybe they're just gonna have Classic merch and no Classic. I don't know, but the way he was talking, it sounded like they were done with Classic Sonic, at least in the main series, which to me, that seems like a destroying of a stone as well, because Classic Sonic made it into 2 main series games in the 2010s, and they just so happened to be the 2 main series games that were actually multiplats, because all the other main titles were not multiplats. Colors are stuck on the Wii, Lost World was stuck on the Wii U, Rise of Lyric, which you could say is not a main title, but they promote the fuck out of that, was also stuck on the Wii U. There were 2 main titles that had Modern Sonic in them that were not stuck on one piece of hardware, and Classic Sonic was in both of them. And then, of course, he had his own game as well, so, you know, there was a lot. If we include Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, his influence was there in the 2010s. There was a classic renaissance back then, and it's so good to see that as well seems to be taking a bit of a backseat. We don't know if it's gone fully, but we can safely say that the third stone, if it's not destroyed, it's at least, you know, sliced in half or something. Now, another thing that came with Classic Sonic is the 4th stone, which is Unoriginality, or what I like to call the Green Hill stone. I mean, it's more than just Green Hill. We saw a lot of things return, like Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2 were just rehashing environments. Sonic Mania had old environments. Generation's whole premise was that, so people give it a pass. Fine, we can give it a pass, but I have to bring up anyway. Forces had old stages and whatnot. Like, it was a common theme to rehash environments. But rehashing of environments is not the only unoriginal thing they've done. Like with Sonic Lost World, they basically copied environments from Mario. They were trying to copy Mario. Like, all the environments in Sonic Lost World felt like New Super Mario Bros. Literally. The Deadly Six just felt like Bowser's minions. Like, there's a lot of unoriginality that's not just the Green Hill and the chemical plants and whatnot. There's so much they were doing that was just not fresh. It just, Sonic stages used to blow me away. Like, playing Windmill Owl blew me away. Like, it's just amazing to think the last, like, fully original Sonic game was the first one of the decade, which is Colors. Since then, it's taken such a nosedive that, you know, it seems like they've forgotten how to make original content now. I don't know. But Aaron Webber said on a Sonic live stream, and this was kind of a passing comment, so take of it what you will, but they basically said, no, we're not going to be returning to Green Hill anytime soon. Roll the clip.
Someone's like, more Green Hill Zone, please. Oh, you better watch out what you asked for, buddy. Watch what you asked for. No, probably no Green Hill Zone in the near future. Let's see.
So it seems like even they've realized that they pushed it a bit too much with the Unoriginality throughout the 2010s. So that is another stone that has potentially been destroyed. We are talking 4 out of the 6 stones, which leaves us with the final 2 stones. The 5th stone is 2D sections. Now I know you knew this one was coming. I mean, it's a staple of the 2010 Sonic, right? Modern Sonic can't do anything on his own without 2D section. Now, admittedly, this began in 2008 with the release of Sonic Unleashed, although they didn't rely on it too much in that game because, I mean, the Werehog was fully 3D, and even the modern stages were majority 3D compared to, like, say, Colors, where 2D took over and 3D was just there to just start the whole thing, you know?
All you need to do is show up. You just show up, okay? And I'm gonna do the rest.
Generations, while I think the 2D in the modern levels wasn't too much compared to the 3D, like there was a good amount of 3D in the modern levels, because Classic is also in that game, and that is fully 2D, there's no 3D compromises there. It's like you got a fully 2D gameplay style, and then you got a 3D gameplay style that also has 2D, so you've got essentially a majority 2D in Generations, a majority 2D in Colors. Lost World was also, I don't want to give an exact calculation, but there was a lot of 2D in Lost World, maybe a bit less than Colors. Forces obviously had tons of 2D, especially the Avatar, and of course Classic Sonic. Rise of Lyric had 2D, even though I haven't played that, I've seen a lot of 2D in that, and it's pretty much clear at this point that the last fully 3D Sonic game was 06. And to top it off, you had fully 2D games coming out in that decade, like Mania, unless you include the special stages. Of course, Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, which I guess, yeah, Episode 2 had 3D special stages, but ultimately, yeah, there were fully 2D games, and then there were 3D games with 2D. There was no fully 3D game, which made a lot of 3D fans very upset, admittedly. Unfortunately, this stone has not been confirmed to be destroyed. We are still looking for the stone to destroy it. Right now, the only way the stone is getting destroyed is if Thazuka has seriously just had a change of heart. I don't know. Unless we are getting Adventure remakes, in which case there would be no 2D, and that wouldn't be a destroying of the stone. That'll be like a shifting it to the side, putting it in the cupboard for a bit, you know, while we get the Adventure remakes before they go back and give us another boost game or some shit, and then they'll bring the stone back out. So that stone is still intact for now until we get new information, which leaves us to the final stone. You must have known this one was coming. The Wisps.
Wisps?
No, Wisps with a W.
Yeah, I'll just stick with aliens if that's okay with everybody.
Yes, the Wisps, also known as Sonic Team's workaround for not having other playable characters. A workaround that I believe to be kind of cringy, to be honest. I think a lot of people have this thing with me that they think I hate the Wisp abilities themselves. The abilities themselves, for the most part, were not bad, okay? Like, being able to drill into the ground is a cool thing. I just think Knuckles could have done that cool thing. Light dashing is a cool thing, but it shouldn't be relegated to a Wisp. Boosting can be cool as well, but I don't think it should be relegated to Yakka. It's just like, what ability can we make or take from previous characters like Tails, like, you know, hover, flying and whatnot, and just give to these cringy looking aliens, in my opinion. Like, when I was a teenager and I saw the cover for Sonic Colors, like, I hadn't even played it. I was so baffled. I was like, what is this like cringy looking like alien species and smiling around with Sonic? It just, the cover I didn't even play the game for years. Like, I saw the cover in like 2010 and I was like, I started to question if I had grown out of Sonic. I was like 15 at this point and I stopped even playing Sonic. At this point I was into Assassin's Creed, and it wasn't until Generations, with the whole like nostalgia and bringing me back with the adventure era and stuff like that, that I came back. But I mean, that wasn't why I came back, just simply for nostalgia. The Generations gameplay was really solid. It is the best thing that's come out of the 2010s for Sonic. I stand by Generations being a good game. I'm not trying to say everything that happened in 2010s was trash. There were games that I liked, there were things that I liked that happened, and you're allowed to like the 2010s. I'm not here to like tell you what you should and shouldn't like. These are just my opinions. I am an individual and I have a YouTube channel and I share my opinions on the channel. I'm not a preacher telling you what to think, okay? If that was your favorite era of Sonic, more power to you. I'm only speaking my mind. But back to the Wisps, I just want the characters back, you know? Like, I prefer actually playing those characters. I like that, whoa, the characters were so non-existent for a good part of the 2010s. It wasn't until Forces that they tried to make them more prominent in stories again, you know? I merely Unleashed did this as well. Like, a lot of people were gone by Unleashed, you know? After Naka left, it was a different situation, but, you know, it's what it is. So far, the Wisp stone has not been destroyed. I don't know if it will be destroyed. Again, if we are getting Adventure remakes, then that would mean that this stone would be put in the cupboard, just like the 2D section stone, unless Thazuka did some fuck shit and tried to integrate Wisp into an Adventure remake, which, I don't think he wants that smoke. You don't want that smoke, you know what I mean? So, let's just say that this stone and the 2D section stones are still in the cupboard. The other 4 stones are either destroyed or maybe sliced in half a little bit wounded, but we're in a good place right now. We'll have to keep following the situation and see which stones are going to stay and which stones are going to go, but we are definitely in a period of renaissance for the series. We don't know which direction they are going to go yet because they haven't revealed anything, but with the things that are being taken away, it's clear whatever direction we go in is going to be different from the direction we were in the 2010s. I still think it's really a toss-up between Ben Schwartz movie kind of world and adventure remake kind of adventure renaissance kind of world. The only other option is, again, a third world, which is just more boost but just with a new voice actor, which is the most underwhelming thing, honestly. But given all these other changes, I think it's one of the initial 2. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the 6 Infinity Stones with the Sonic 2010s. Did you like the stones, or do you prefer that the stones get destroyed? Do you think all the stones will be destroyed? And are you glad that it seems like the Thazuka snap of 2010 is slowly being reversed? But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, subscribe to the Non-Sonic channel, link in the description. But that's all I have to say right now, so Remy out.